Imagine walking into the most important morning of your life, the day you've dreamed about for years, and someone you barely know shows up, takes your space, and completely disregards your rules. That's exactly what happened to me, and trust me, they got exactly what they deserved. I'd been dreaming about my wedding day for as long as I could remember. The dress, the flowers, the laughter, the love, it was supposed to be perfect. I had planned every detail down to the smallest touch, the hotel suite where my bridesmaids and I would get ready, the hair and makeup artists, even the little snacks on the side. I wanted that morning to be calm, a safe space with my closest friends and family, a women-only sanctuary before stepping into the chaos of the ceremony. And I made one small, clear rule: no uninvited guests. But then, it all went sideways. On the morning of my wedding, everything was going smoothly. My bridesmaids arrived on time, the hotel suite was buzzing with laughter, and the scent of hairspray and perfume filled the room. I was calm, excited, happy, until my mother-in-law and sister-in-law arrived, late. They had just returned from a beach trip, and that's when my sister-in-law casually walked in with her husband, carrying his clothes like he was part of the morning ritual. I froze. My heart skipped. My mind raced. Did she just bring him here, without asking me? He plopped down on the couch, scrolling through his phone, completely oblivious to the fact that all the women in the room were in robes that left very little to the imagination. I felt a flush of heat rise from my chest to my face. My safe space, my morning sanctuary, violated. I texted my husband quietly, trying to stay calm. Is he supposed to be here? I asked. He shrugged. He didn't know either. I took a deep breath, forcing my words into a polite tone. This was meant to be a women-only space, I explained. We're all in robes, underwear visible. It's not appropriate. My husband agreed to tell her to wait in the lobby. But she refused. She argued that her husband couldn't be trusted to find his way back alone, that he'd be lost. She insisted he stay. I tried to reason with her, to stay calm, but every word out of her mouth made my blood boil. I could feel my hands clench into fists. My safe space, my special morning, completely disrespected. Even my mother whispered later, "It's rude to bring a man into a room where only women are getting ready." I knew she was right. I wasn't overreacting. But still, how could I get through this without a scene? As the hair and makeup artists fussed over her, I watched her squirm with forced politeness. I realized something. I didn't need to argue. I didn't need to beg. If she refused to respect my space, there was only one way to reclaim it: let the universe do the work, and make sure she felt the inconvenience she was causing. I told myself, this isn't about revenge. It's about boundaries. But if karma can help, that's just a bonus. So here's what happened. Once hair and makeup were done, I gently reminded them of the hotel's rules. The suite is private now. You'll have to get dressed in the lobby bathroom. Her face dropped. Her husband looked confused. And then, they did exactly that. For 2 hours, they squeezed into a tiny bathroom, fumbling with robes and dresses, clashing heels on tile floors, constantly asking strangers for space. Every little inconvenience was magnified: makeup smudged, hair got mussed, patience worn thin. Meanwhile, in the suite, we laughed quietly, kept our calm, enjoyed our morning, and felt the power of boundaries being respected. The best part? I didn't even raise my voice. I didn't yell. I simply enforced what was already mine. I could hear the muffled grumbles from the lobby bathroom. The tap running endlessly, the rustling of dresses against tiles, the clatter of hairspray bottles, every sound a subtle reminder that disrespect has a cost. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. My heart stopped racing. My anxiety faded. I was in control of my morning again. I had won without losing my dignity. Later, my sister-in-law tried to shrug it off. It was just a small thing, she said, as if the 2 hours of discomfort meant nothing. But I saw the tension in her jaw, the way her husband avoided eye contact. They had experienced firsthand what it felt like to be in someone else's space without permission. I smiled quietly to myself. Justice doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes, it's silent, calculated, and unforgettable. Looking back, I realized this morning taught me more than I ever expected. Boundaries matter. Respect matters. And sometimes, the universe has a way of reminding people of that, even if it comes in the form of a tiny bathroom and 2 hours of awkwardness. It wasn't about revenge for revenge's sake. It was about standing my ground and making sure my special day remained mine. If this story gave you chills, or made you think about the power of boundaries, smash that like button and drop a comment telling us, what's the most satisfying moment you've seen someone get what they deserved? And of course, subscribe to Story X Daily for more jaw-dropping real-life stories that make you laugh, cry, and shake your head in disbelief.